Oh, wow. Monday? Oh, I'm like, what do you do? It's 1:13. I've started setting up my table. I haven't set the big backdrop up, which takes a while. But I started sorting through the prints and got all the ones of the guests that will be here. And now I'm heading back to UPS because they've told me that my Wild Force Black prints are ready. Well, the new ones. I'm also going to give them this box because I saw someone else give them boxes to get rid of, and this was the box that my other prints came in. Had a nice lunch with Campbell Cooley, with some minor interruptions because he is a known commodity in this place, but everybody was polite and we still got to enjoy ourselves. The buffet I thought we were going to had disappeared because I guess at 11 it stops being a buffet and then it turns into just a place where you order food, like a lunch area. Not super cheap, decent food. Wouldn't be my choice, but with limited time and no car, that's where we went. And I'm happy that my Wild Force Black will be able to be at the show, and it encourages me to use any extra time I have at the table to finish up Dino Fury Pink and anything else I got going on. Oh, there we are. So anyway, I'm going to UPS, then back to set up some more. Cool, got the prints done. She did a great job. I said I may or may not be back later for another print, but she had to hand cut them. They have the machine that like boom, boom, where it cuts them all at once, but it's off register, and so she was hand cutting them. So, above and beyond customer service there. I also just confirmed breakfast tomorrow with Steve. So my two main social goals have been met, and as long as I make a little bit of money, or anything else is gravy. Okay, there's the frame. I get 6 feet, so I want to make sure I'm not going past that. I might be like an inch over there with just one of those feet. And that one has to clear the door, so I think that's okay. I'll put the tarp and then start laying in my prints. And once I get that done, everything else is busy work that I could do even if people are here. All right, it's 2:08, so I have a little less than an hour. I got this set up. I'm looking if I want to fill in those gaps, but I think I'm gonna leave it as is. I did rearrange because I had a lot of this stuff set up for Japan World Heroes. So I wanted to make sure I had all my Power Ranger stuff up, but also some bright colored stuff. So I think that looks all right. I'm gonna put the black behind it. It will pop. All right, I didn't check the time, but I think it's a half hour before opening. I'm gonna take a bathroom break, come back, work a little bit more. Woo! All right, so they're opening in less than 10 minutes. I have my backdrop done. I have this all set. What I have here, every print there and on the table represents guests that are here, and I'm still missing about 10 of them. I don't know how well this is gonna work. I wanted to have another one of these, but even if I did, I'd have some on the table. Got my pins, got my book. I brought some turtle art. I just have one example there. The rest is in the book. This needs to be organized, but other than this, I'm pretty much good to go. All right, about an hour and a half after VIP open and about 1 hour after main doors open, I'm all set up. Even my back end stuff is all done. I do find a familiar problem that I sort of brought too many prints and not enough sleeves, but whatever. If I sell every print that has a sleeve, I'll deal with that. Usually I end up just cannibalizing from prints that aren't selling. Meanwhile, no sales yet. I've had a few conversations. At least 2 people knew me from Etsy, which is nice, but that means they've already bought my art and weren't necessarily looking to buy it again. That person looks familiar. That's Campbell's friend. Okay. And Morphin Fitness from Instagram, who follows Action Activate, stopped by. So that was nice. So far the trip has been basically meeting a lot of people that I knew, kind of knew, don't know, having fun social interactions, but not necessarily any business yet. 5:40, here's the panel room. I don't know if there's more than one. This is the first time I've walked anywhere other than right in front of where I was. To the right is the main entrance. I'm going to the left here to see what's going on down here. I think it's all in one room for the most part. I guess there's a gaming area over there. Yeah, I guess it is all self-contained. It's just so big I haven't even gone to the other end yet. And instead of walking through the showroom floor, I went around it. There's a green room. I guess that's for guests getting ready. Oh, there's that. Okay, let's keep going down here. Anything? Ooh, a lovely exit sign. And get ready. Another door to the show. So this will just be... Oh yeah, same room. Oh my gosh, okay. So here's where all the people are. Oh, there's Brandon. So here's where all the people are. My table mate had went outside and said there was a line around the block of people waiting to get in. And yet there's been almost no one walking past my table for a while. So I'm like, well, it's just not busy today. But no, it's pretty busy. It's just not busy. We're in the Artist Alley, which makes sense. Everybody gets here, they're going to want to go see the guests first thing. And then do everything else the rest of the weekend. So, yeah, wow. It's, oh, there's Jack. I got to make my way back here to see Jack and give him some prints. Okay, I'm going to keep walking.
But a lot of work, it looks
Pardon
like.
me. Pardon me. I don't know if you could even hear me. Sorry. Let's keep moving here. And then this is the path I am familiar with. And then there's a lot of stuff down the middle here that I don't know what it is. Well, I'll turn this way really quick. Here we go. Shaky cam. Sorry about that. Ram Fam Collectibles. Got a lightning collection. All right. That's a cool Megazord. That's cool. All right. And I'm gonna bam back out this way. Ooh, look at this. That's nice. Okay. Hey, you wanna buy some gloves? There's some gloves. Oh, there's Stevie. Illustrations. Oh, are they closed? Let's see what his sign says. Probably says like, I'm lame. See you tomorrow. Same thing. All right. Moving on. Oh, these are cool. Oh, sorry, diorama things. Diorama. I feel like some of these I might have seen at Japan World Heroes, some of these vendors. But I could be mistaken. It is about 6:30, so there's about an hour and a half left on the show floor tonight. It started late, it ends late. It's not been very busy. Well, it seems like it's busy elsewhere, but it has not been busy here in this area, this Artist Alley section where I am. Or actually out in this front area where the gaming and other stuff is. I know there was a panel and the celebrities and stuff, but it is a thing where I am hungry and I'm ready to be done. Brennan Mejia came by and said hello. I've had a couple, like I said, the social interactions have been nice, but there's a movie coming out with, I can't remember who's in it, but it's about someone who's like an assassin. And one of the lines in the trailer is like, it's hard to believe how exhausting doing nothing can be. And there's truth to that, because when I'm busy, the time just goes. But now I'm like, oh, I'm tired and hungry. I start feeling whiny and hiney. I'm not hot anymore. I'm a different kind of whiny baby now. Different. All right, well, I'm whining and I need to stop whining because Jack Guzman, who he had said he would sign my prints and come find them or whatever, and I didn't, because I didn't know if he was busy, I didn't know if I was busy, I just sort of was waiting, and he walked by my table and he said, come on, give me all of them. And then my marker wasn't any good, so I followed him to his table and he signed them all. He kept one for his table, told me to sell the rest for whatever I could get. Super good guy, gave me a hug. And then Campbell, I was telling Campbell this, and Campbell's like, all right, I'll sign some stuff too, let's go. So there, things are turning around that way. And now I have several signed prints, which if nothing else, looks very nice. Of course, I kept one for myself. And it's 3 minutes to 7, they're gonna give the announcement in a second. Not very busy from my point of view. The last 2 hours were very dead, which wouldn't have been so bad, except for I'm starving. Well, 8 o'clock, I turned off the lights, time to go. Yeah, I enjoyed myself, but made no money. No money at all today. Well, I'll be literal. I made $37 today, which is not no money, but is no money. I'm thankful for the people that bought, but yeah, and if I think of this as like a nice getaway, or maybe I have some fun social / ranger interactions, then great. But if I think of it even a little bit businessy, no. I like this. People are doing cool night cosplay light photos. That's cool. Good usage. Clear, I am hopeful that it'll turn around the rest of the weekend, because this was a short day. This was a weekday, and a lot of people are here in 3 days, and they're going to want to get all their guest signatures and photos and stuff first. 8:36, I dropped some stuff off, washed my face off, had a little bathroom break, and now I'm gonna go get dinner. Hey, oh, there's another fountain. There's so many fountains here. Fountain! There was a guy playing guitar. I guess he's part of the, like, not just some guy. There was someone hired singing and playing guitar with a backing track, but I thought it was just the radio. But it was weird because he was, I guess, there for like the patio ambiance, but he was so far out of the way. It was like a really bad spot. We were just kind of by the door. Nobody was near him. It was awkward. Anyway, the restaurant is still open, but it's got the same food they had at lunch, which didn't thrill me. And I'm like, I'd end up getting the same thing or maybe a pretzel. Like, I kind of want something else. So I'm gonna go for a little walk. There's some kind of bar next to the pool where Paulie and Jason, Bulk and Skull were, as well as whoever else jamming around there, which reminded me of that episode, I want to say Lost Galaxy? I don't remember where they call them, and they're like, oh, we're by the poolside. But anyway, I was like, I remember there's food over there, but I didn't really feel like going to a bar dealing with that whole pool situation. So I just walked out to the street and I'm gonna see, I mean, worst case scenario, maybe there's a Taco Bell nearby and I'll just bring that and sit outside and eat it. Fun Spot? There's a sign that says Fun Spot. Hey, they have motorized scooters. So if I knew where I wanted to go, this is the way I could get there. But I don't know where I want to go. I think maybe they need to trim the weeds here. I mean, maybe that's just me. It's a crazy shot with the clouds. I look like a werewolf man. The Fun Spot, I don't know what direction that was pointing in, but next to it there was a place called Johnny's or something. Looked like a kind of dinery place for lunch and for breakfast and lunch only. Looks like the kind of place I'd enjoy, but not open. So I'm going into this random shopping center, and I quite certain now this is not the same place I was previously for Rangerstop, although it must be right nearby because it was like Orlando Doubletree near SeaWorld, and that's where I am again. But I do remember there being like a WWE, like a Hulk Hogan store and a Denny's like right next door, and the hotel is seemingly different. There's a sports bar, a Subway. There's a pizza place, which doesn't seem to be a chain pizza place. And I'm technically on the East Coast in Florida, so I'm kind of tempted to see if it's any good. Sushi, I definitely do not want sushi. A place called Cheddar's, which I'm not sure what it is. I thought about getting takeout from here, but it looks like, I don't know, and expensive and not sure if I like it. I looked up Taco Bell, it's a half-hour walk. No Burger King. I'm leaning towards getting pizza. In the same shopping center, there's this huge empty building for lease right next to an Indian restaurant. And then on the other side of the Indian restaurant is another empty one, but it has like construction materials and stuff in it, I guess, which either means maybe something's happening or maybe that's the end of something happening. Either way, unfortunate placement for the Indian restaurant. My pizza, and I'm walking back. I don't know how I didn't notice this big banner yesterday, because it probably wasn't up yesterday because this wasn't happening yesterday. Okay, question answered. Boop. Just had a mediocre pizza. Not great, but fine. I need to go this way. And drank a soda. But here's the thing. Even with tax and tip, it was $11, which was about $9 cheaper than breakfast, lunch, whatever. So I saved money, and I do think I enjoyed it about as much. Tomorrow, however, I'll be spending $20 to eat with Steve, Babu, and Drino. What's interesting is I sat outside by myself and listened to my Patrick Stewart autobiography in my headphones, and I forgot about this aspect of conventions like this, that even if you're not intentionally trying to meet the actors or vendors or other people, like if you know what people look like, again, actors, vendors, artists, other people, I just sat there and it was almost like being like at a high school lunch at school or something, where I don't know everybody, but a lot of familiar faces, and I kind of know that person, and there's the head of the football team, and there's someone I actually do know, and they kind of gave me a head nod, and it's just sort of like a safe, familiar feeling. It's true kind of all conventions, but smaller and more specialized conventions, I think it's even more true. It's 7:55 Saturday. Show starts. It starts at 10, I think. I always get mixed up when I do shows with these VIP hours because, oh, is it 10:30, but VIP is at 10, or is it 10, VIP's at 9:30? I don't know. Either way, Pepsi, sponsored by Pepsi. Either way, I'm meeting my buddy Steve for breakfast at 8 at the hotel buffet. And I just got up, well, I got up like, I don't know, a half hour ago, but I'm having trouble shaking off the cobwebs, which is weird because last night I got 7 hours sleep, maybe a little more. I had a generally restful time after the convention, so I should feel a little bit more, not that I feel terrible, but I'm just having a hard time being fully awake. So yeah, that's it. All right, so had breakfast with Steve, and then Campbell ended up joining us. So that was a nice way to start the morning. Nice relaxing sit and chat. And also talking to, Steve wasn't here yesterday for the show. Campbell was, and talking to him and how things were busy over by the actors and stuff. It did make me feel a little bit more optimistic for today. Doesn't necessarily mean that'll translate into Artist Alley or whatever, but just generally feeling a little more positive this morning than I was last night. Now, part of that might be because of having a nice morning, because yesterday afternoon I was feeling pretty positive too. So it's always a balancing act between having a nice day, a nice time, and business. Yeah, and so sometimes, because I was saying this is my third time, and if I do worse than I did the previous 2 times, I'm probably never coming back, because it financially doesn't make sense. But I could maybe come back just to have fun, or come back as what do you call it? Not a news person. What's the word? Press for Action Activate, and cover it properly, not like this, and do interviews and things like that. So if I lose money on this endeavor, I won't come back as an artist. That's what I mean to say. How about that? How about that? Okay, just a few minutes before 10, so I'm going to be getting there right as the VIPs are getting let in. Stop back at my hotel room to brush my teeth. I flossed and brushed last night, but had no toothpaste, so I went to the front desk, and they gave me this weird little, I thought either they'd say, oh, you got to buy it here, or here's a free one, and they gave me a free one, but it looked like a credit card when they handed it to me. It's like a little packet. It was weird. It should be enough for me to brush my teeth the next 2 days, but I never saw that before. Yes, no, I haven't, no. Taco Bell garbage, gonna throw this away. This was in my room last night. It was my companion, it was my roommate, but now it's gone. Going on 11, so we've been open 30 minutes for VIPs, almost an hour for VIPs, 30 minutes for regular people. The plebeians! And it's still a little slow over in my area, so I decided to do a little work on the iPad, which I didn't do it all yesterday. And the Apple Pencil was not working. I could not get it to work, and eventually I realized it's because I had it Bluetooth turned off, and this needs Bluetooth to work, so genius at work here. Like 11:30, and it's getting pretty busy now, in our area at least. I know it's been busy the whole time, and I just made a sale that pushed me beyond what I made yesterday all day, so that's off to a good start. A lot of cool cosplay coming in. Look at this. I got Andros, I got everybody. Look at that shiny, oh, he's half green, half white. That's cool. I've never seen that done that way before, like split down the middle. It's about 12 o'clock, so open fully for an hour and a half, open to VIPs for 30 minutes. It's definitely been busier today. And in terms of sales, I've more than doubled what I did all day yesterday, which isn't saying a lot because I made very little yesterday, but it feels good to have doubled it within 2 hours. But this is something I've probably said before in previous videos, but I always realize, yes, I need to make a certain amount of money, but also having interactions, talking to people, having people look at my art, talk about Power Rangers, whatever, it makes the day go faster. When I'm sitting here just staring at the wall, that's no fun. And I decided to try to draw today, and I have not been able to because it's been too busy, which is good. So you know, who knows how the money's going to work out, but I'm having a better day today for sure. Coming up on 12:30, still relatively busy in terms of people walking by, engaging in sales. A lot of cool cosplay. You can see there's a Doggy Kruger over there. One thing I did is I put up little post-it notes with my prices, which I used to have printouts of, and I lost them and I forgot. And not that I'm not good at engaging with people and letting them know the prices, but sometimes people are too shy to ask or just walk by and assume things are more expensive or whatever. So I would rather have nice printed signs, but these little post-its I think are helping as well.
Action activates. Terrible.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your show.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll.
Wait, you want me to just say you're watching Action Activated?
It's about 4:30 and it is pouring raining, which luckily I don't have to leave for an hour and a half, but who knows what I'll be doing after that. It has been crazy humid here, so maybe that'll be the end of that. It's also been crazy dead here. Here being this corner of Artist Alley. I went over to the actors area a few times. It is not dead at all there, so good for them. The general vibe I get, and again, I haven't spoken to everybody, is that people are here to see the actors, and they're spending their money there, and there you go. Today has definitely been way better than yesterday, but sales-wise, not great. Socially, I've been having a lot of cool interactions with people I know, people I don't know, people that have watched Action Activate, actors that are giving me signed pictures to sell, you know, things like that. So I've been having a pretty good day, just not making any money. Got about 45 minutes left. It's been a good day. I've had a lot of interactions with Action Activate fans, which surprises me. I mean, it shouldn't because it's a Power Rangers convention and a Power Rangers show, but I always feel like our audience is so tiny, and it is, but I guess a lot of our audience is here, and that's lovely. And also, I just ran into, for the second time, Kevin from Morphin Time Fitness, and he did a shout out for us, and he's working over there with some Ranger actors, and I gave him some prints to give to them. And I can't remember if I mentioned this, but I did eventually talk to Selman Ward, and he always has my prints on his table, which I think is fantastic. I gave them to him like 4 or 5 years ago at a Rangerstop, and he always has one each. So I brought over the Mega Ship art, see if he wanted that. And he's like, oh, you want me to sign it? I'm like, well, yeah, but you could have it on your table. You could sell whatever. And then he's like, well, bring me some of these other prints. So he's got some prints on his table. So I've got a lot of actors here with my art on their table for various reasons, and that's a nice thing. All right, show's over. Did a little chit chat with some randos, not randos, but people I know from the show or people that I met at this show. And there's a big VIP dinner tonight that you have to be an invited guest or get one of the platinum level things. I'm just a lowly exhibitor, therefore I'm not going, which is kind of fine because I want to go back to my room and chill out for a few minutes. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to do for dinner. This is not the same person that was here yesterday, but you can see what I mean about the placement. Like the restaurant's there, there's a couple tables here, there's a bar over there, and it's just sort of, it's next to the door. I don't know, maybe it's fine, but I would hate that placement if I was them. So yeah, I did better today than yesterday, but I didn't do well, financially. But I don't know, yesterday I just felt very down about the whole thing, and today not so much. And I chalked that up a lot to having a lot more fun, a lot more social interactions. And part of it is people were here today that weren't here yesterday. Part of it was people, I met new people. I don't know. I felt like I was making connections with people and having a nice social time out. And that made the day pass quicker. And yeah, so do I want to make $1,000 tomorrow? Yes. Will I? No. And will that be okay? Yes. More yes, no questions to follow. I'm farting in a puddle, yeah. Would you like to get in trouble? Whoa, hey, here it comes a double splash. A puddle fart. This is what happens when after 8 hours I'm alone. That energy is gone. It's 10 minutes later. I couldn't figure out what to eat. I didn't want to eat at the hotel restaurant again. I didn't want that pizza I had yesterday, so I decided to just DoorDash some Burger King. And I'll eat that outside and try to be a person. I think it's gonna take about a half hour to get here.
So I'm motivating myself to get up and walk to let the front desk know it's coming, and then I'm going to sit outside and maybe listen to my audiobook and try to draw a little bit. Maybe somebody will be around that I know that I could hang out with, but I know a lot of people are going to the VIP dinner tonight, which I am not, because... oh, I already covered this. So anyway, yeah, I'm burnt. In a good way, but I'm burnt. But I'm tired, yeah. Why did I start this video? Just to let you know I'm tired, I guess. Hey, I'm tired.
Good news, bad news, in addition to forgetting toothpaste, I didn't bring a razor or shaving foam, but they had courtesy ones up at the counter, which also, again, are microscopic. I'll show you later if I think about it. But I got about a half hour to kill before my food gets here. And it's not raining, but it's a little drizzly, and all the spots over there that had coverings are busy, or in use. They're busy being in used. Oh, I just found a whole area with tons of spots, so I'm good. The market. Yes, look at this. Plenty. Now this is, doesn't have the ambiance of the other area. So I'll maybe take a little tour and then head back that way if I need to. I realized that ideally I want a table. Yes, the ambiance over here is better. I like sitting next to the water and music, lights, whatever. But also I want a table. So I have a lot of specific needs. I want no rain on my head, a table that I could use to draw on. I could do it on my lap, but it's kind of physically tiresome, and I'm already pretty tired. I actually just took an ibuprofen, which I don't normally do. But when I sat down for a while and got up, my legs were actually sore already, which I'm like, well, I better take an ibuprofen so I'm not dead tomorrow. Oh, whoops. I didn't do any drawing. I'm in bed. I thought about trying to get out and go to the music stuff because I'm friends with ATO, but nope, I need my rest, and I'm bummed because tomorrow I don't have any breakfast plans. And I enjoy the con, but the time before the con and after the con, when going by myself, is a little boring, a little lonely. Not terrible or anything, but just a little like, oh, okay. Maybe I'll see if I can get food from that place across the street. Maybe get like a takeout thing and bring it back and eat it outside. I do like eating outside, but I don't want to go to the restaurant here. It's overpriced and mediocre. But anyway, I'm going to bed. Good night. It's Sunday. It's just a little before 9. I got up at 8 and then hit the snooze twice. And yeah, I'm just wiped. Even though last night the ATO had his music. I'm still not awake. And I didn't go because I was like, I need to rest. I need to go to sleep. And I came home and I did after dinner. I was in bed at like 10 and I still didn't fall asleep until like midnight. So I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I'm making it sound so dramatic, but just, I don't know, getting up. Once I get to the show and everything and have a cup of coffee, I feel fine. But I guess the show's just burning me out in a way that or maybe it's the jet lag. Who cares? That's not why we're here. I thought I was going to say Power Rangers is why we're here. Art is why we're here. But no, I'm here to show you this little itty-bitty razor. And this is shaving foam. It's like a packet of mustard. Similarly, this is toothpaste. So free, so good, but weird. Well, that's not going to work. Bringing a suitcase, too much noise. In the show, I had a nice breakfast with Morphin Time Fitness. And now my neighbors have left, which they said they were going to yesterday, but then I thought they changed their mind. I wish I'd gotten here earlier because I could take advantage of this extra space and maybe make some extra sales, or at least make it not look so barren. All right, 9:55, and I have set it up like this, where basically I put all my Ranger prints here, a couple Godzilla, all the turtle prints, which I wasn't displaying, I just had one out. Same with these. Kind of covered the table quickly so it looks full, so I display more of my stuff. My neighbors aren't here yet. If they want to push over a little bit to share, I could do that easily. And now I'm gonna go try to talk to a couple actors real quick before it gets crazy.
She got hidden because it's so valuable.
Look, here's me at a blank wall. I'm just in anywhere. What? No, I'm still at the convention. But that's the table next to me where even though I spread out my art on the table, I guess I could tape things to the wall, but that seems like it will not look that great, and who knows if they want me to do that. So it's 10:45. There, as far as I know, there's no VIP early access today, and it's been sort of a typical Sunday in that everybody rolls in a little late. There isn't that big surge of people coming in the morning. There's of course a few people that only came on Sunday, but a lot of people have been here the weekend or whatever, and so they were out late having fun and don't feel the need to run in and get that thing that they wanted to get yesterday. So, as to be expected. It's 2:15. I realize I've done not much recording today, and the show is going to be over in less than 2 hours. Got my extra table. Definitely done more socializing today than I have other days and try to just have fun. Made more sales than I have Friday, not as much as I have Saturday, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, not a lot to report. Kind of more of the same, but having just trying to relax and have a good time. It's slow and my legs are getting stiff, so I'm just going for a little walk through, and you're coming with me. There's CV Illustrations. He's probably the only person that comes from further away than I do. All right, it's 3:50. Everybody's closing up. Some people haven't started like me, but most people either are already gone or started packing up recently. Did a little last minute running around, and I had my friend Campbell had put some of these on Ryan Carter's table, and I went back to see if he sold them, he wanted them, whatever, and he's like, let me sign a stack. Very Jack Guzman energy. So a really sweet guy. Got a nice hug from him. I thought about asking him for a shout out for Action Activate, but I didn't want to be greedy and push my luck, so I did not. And as long as it took me to set up, it's been about 5 minutes and I'm already half done. 4:24, and despite waiting until 4 o'clock to start packing up, I'm already walking back to my room. Everything's packed. I just have to get my other suitcase to throw it in there, and by 4:45 I'll be completely done. The walk back and forth to my room is taking me almost as long as it is to pack up, but as you can see, things are mostly wrapped up. I think they have the end of a costume contest panel over there. Maybe I'll poke in. It's a little after 5. I am all back. I've been actually back in my room for a little bit. I'm tired. I'm tired from the whole weekend. I'm tired from today. And it stinks because tomorrow I have a 7:30 plane. I got to do the math, but I feel like I have to get up at like 5 o'clock tomorrow. So I want to go to bed early. I want to be, if I could be asleep by, I don't know what, 9? 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 12 minus 3, 12, 11, 10, 9. Yeah. So to get 8 hours sleep, I should go to bed by 9. That's not going to happen. But I almost feel like I can go to sleep right now. But if I do, I know it'll just be a nap and screw me up. So I'm going to screw up my whatever's up, and I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to go out into the world. I'm bringing my backpack and my iPad. I don't know if I'll draw. And I'm going to go outside and see if I could find a place to go sit down and eat outside somewhere. Probably not. Like a diner or something is what I mean that has outdoor seating. So what I will probably do is order DoorDash to the hotel and then sit outside and eat it again like I have previously. Yes, let's do that. And we're walking. I will say it's nice. It's a little, it's overcast, but it's also after 5, so it's getting dark, but it's been breezy. It almost feels like it's gonna rain, but the humidity isn't in the air as much, so it's nice that way. And it is nice that I'm getting a little bit of daylight before, like now that I'm done. Previous 2 times I would sort of poke my head to see, is the sun down? It would be nice to see the sun today. Yeah. So I'm losing track of what I've talked about, but Ryan Carter, who plays Heckle, signed a whole bunch of my art and was just a nice guy about that. And I had a lot of experiences like that with various actors that I spoke to. Just the tiniest lizard ever. It was like that big, and it was like beep, 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 beep. But I talked to Salman Ward, who I've met before and who is generally a nice person and a personal favorite ranger of mine. And he's had my art on his table for 4 years-ish, maybe more, maybe 5 years, since I first gave it to him. And so I came by and saw if he wanted some more, and he took a couple to see if people wanted to buy him or who knows what, you know, just like let's promote each other. And I gave him a couple of my big Astro Megazord ships. And he was like, you know, you want me to sign it, whatever. And I'm like, well, we'll figure it out. You know, you take him, and then step by later. And he was almost always busy. So I never wanted to, that's the thing, I don't want to interrupt people when they're meeting fans or doing other business with my tomfoolery. And so he was like, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I sold and maybe I didn't. I think I might have sold one of those ones. And but I'll come by your booth and I'll sign some stuff or buy some stuff or whatever you're going to do. I'm like, okay, well, you don't got to buy anything. If you want something, you can just have it. And he's like, oh, well, whatever. But the more important part of that is there was talk. And I say this to all the actors, like, how is there an art, you know, you want me to do? Because he said people always like to see the art that I have on the table. And he said, you know, maybe something with both of his colors of Rangers. And so I was excited about that. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, I'll come see you. Where's your booth? I'll see you before I leave. And I don't know if I missed him or he forgot, because I went back around 3:30 by his booth and I didn't see him. He hadn't come by. But then I was talking to Ryan Carter and I was talking to Campbell and Steve, and I was having a lot of conversations and doing things because it had slowed down. I wasn't really worried about missing a sale, but I'm worried I missed Selwyn. But I did tell my booth neighbors, who also know him probably better than I do, you know, and they're like, oh, we'll keep an eye out, we'll let them know. But they didn't see him, but it's possible they missed him. So I don't know if he had to leave early or what, but my plan had been to show him a couple of roughs I was working on and then maybe work on that tonight as a project. And I may or may not still do that. Maybe I'll just clean up a rough and see if I can send it to him via Instagram. Also, I just remembered I talked to the big dog about doing a StreamYard on the phone to sort of recap Rangerstop, which would maybe be our episode this week, because I'm not going to be getting home until Monday, and we usually put it up on Tuesday and whatever. But first, I need to figure out food. All right, I just took a quick walk, and it's the same food they always have here, which is, again, not amazing and a bit overpriced. They have a pizza place, but I feel like after my disappointment with the other pizza, I'd rather just get Papa John's or something. So I'm gonna go find a good seat. I also thought maybe if I saw somebody I knew, I could, you know, hook up with them to eat or whatever, have a cup of coffee, shoot the poop. But so, no. So I'm gonna go sit somewhere and hope that there isn't like a hurricane starting, and then maybe I'll DoorDash something. So I'm sitting in my spot by myself, as I usually do. Oh, there goes Hunter. And is it Dino? I think it's under Dino. And anyway, and who should come up to me but Mr. Selwyn Ward. He found me after all, and he's like, hey man, what's up? Did you want to do something at the print? And he tried to give me some money. I'm like, you don't owe me money, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out, you know. I said, do you want to do this print? I showed him my rough. He's like, yeah, that sounds cool. So I'm gonna try to work that up for him. And he gave me a shout out for Action Activate. So there you go. And yeah, so now I'm in contact with, he gave me a good way to contact him. So we'll be in touch and figure stuff out. And then, and I forgot my train of thought, so I just said hi to me. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it turned out well. Good ending to the story. Maybe I'll order IHOP. From a distance, I see someone I think I know, but I'm not sure if I'm being a creep or if I just don't recognize them from distance. And there's Walter Jones. There's people just walking around, Rangers and peoples. But that's the thing. I need someone to eat dinner with, somebody I know, but I don't know Walter Jones. Oh, here's the person. So it was somebody I know. It was Joy, who does the awesome pillows and also does the social media for Rangerstop. Wow, the lighting has changed significantly just in the last minute or two. And I do know her, and I was like, are you alone? I'm not hitting on you, but you'll want to have food. And she's like, I am alone. No. Well, no, she was meeting someone, and that's fine. And I will sit here and continue to wait for my cheesecake that I just ordered. But it said it's going to take about 30 to 40 minutes. So I'm going to do what she suggested and soak my feet in the pool. I don't have the bathing suit, but I'm going to soak my feeties in the poolie and not worry about working right now. Tootsie's ready. Yeah, that's pretty good. There's also a waterfall right here, which has some nice ambiance. So I'll just sit here and muck around on my phone for a bit, and then I'll eat some avocado spring rolls, which is the dinner, but really was just an excuse to get some Adam's fudge peanut butter cheesecake. There's more Power Rangers actors and staff around here tonight than I've seen the entire convention. I guess anybody that isn't going home immediately is here. And it's tough. When I was sitting over there's a bunch of people in the restaurant, and I'm like, my inclination is to like, oh, film them, this would be good content. But like, that's weird. I don't want to invade privacy. But even more so now, because I'm sitting by the pool, and right over there is a whole gaggle of people notable to Ranger fans. And I'm trying to film myself doing my little vlog, and I don't want them to feel like I'm trying to film them and make them feel uncomfortable because they're trying to wind down, but I do want to be able to film myself. So I'm just like, oh, look, it's me, and I'm like really not looking at you. Oh, I'm so hungry. All right, heading back. I caught up with the big dog a little bit personally before doing a Ranger Roundup Action Activate, which was good because it kind of helped fill the night. It's not quite 8, but I had dinner. I ate dinner, talked to him. We had a little dinner date. Then we had our Action Activate. I got a decaf cappuccino and my cheesecake. Oh, I was gonna eat it outside. Am I taking it to my room? I'm gonna take it to my room. I like the idea of eating it outside, but I'm realizing it's getting later and later. I crossed the line from having to kill time to, ooh, I should go to bed as soon as I possibly can. Yeah, we recorded it, which is awesome. I was able to figure out some of the editing stuff and do that on the fly. So hopefully I can download that to my phone and then upload it to YouTube like tonight. That'd be great. And then I don't have to worry about it this week, and it would be like super topical for everybody. This video won't be going up that soon, but this is gonna go to the Gazbot channel. So that video is gonna be a lot more positive from a fan's perspective and just having a good time, Gazbot. And this is the more like, oh, woe is me, let me complain about everything video. Oh, I was just in the Starbucks, and oh man, what's his name? The guy who plays the Lunar Wolf from Wild Force, I forget his name. He was in there with me, and I was like, I had to cut back in front of him because my receipt didn't say decaf, and I'm like, sorry, excuse me, and I'm like, it's all right. 5:11 a.m. Monday morning. I got up at 4:45. I'm all packed up, ready to go. Arguably, I'm running a minute or two late if I want to try to get a coffee. Yeah, time to go. Bye-bye, Hilton. I'd say bye-bye, Rangerstop, but I kind of said bye-bye, Rangerstop last night. Bye-bye, Rangerstop. Bye-bye. I don't say bye-bye a lot. Should I say it more? I don't know. And I'm home. Okay, so I'm recording this way later. This is February. I thought I had put in like the numbers and the breakdown or whatever, but for basically, I've talked before about numbers, about shows and stuff, but I don't know. I don't remember how great a detail I've gone into, but the last couple shows I've done have not been good. Prior to COVID, I was ramping up. I was doing several shows a year, mostly local, but I was doing one in Florida, then I was doing one in Chicago. At the time, I was doing one in LA, which was not local to me, even though I was in California, I still had to fly. And I was always making my money back, usually making a profit, sometimes just like a little profit, sometimes a good profit. You know, at the end of the year, when I took up all the money I spent on going to conventions and all the money I made, I came out ahead by several $1,000s at least for the last 10 years. Then COVID hit and I didn't really do any shows. And in the last year or so, I've done a few shows. I think I've done 4, and only one of them I made money, and it was a local show. All the rest I've lost money, and this is new to me. And I don't, inflation, oversaturation of the market, I don't know. I haven't raised my prices, but costs for me have gone up across the board on all cases. And my product, I have more diversity and more quality than I did 4 years ago. So I know it's not me. It's not like I've gotten worse. That being said, I'm going to break it down for you. I lost, going to this show, approximately $1,200. Yeah. And that's not nothing to me. Now, luckily, it doesn't hurt my family finances or anything like that because I have a separate account for my art stuff. Years ago, I was selling art and whatever, and I just started putting stuff in this account. And over time, at first it was, I make money from my art, I put it in here to help fund more art, and then, overages can go wherever. And then at some point, I started contributing more from that account to various household and family things. which was fine when I was still making a fair amount of money. It got a little more difficult when I cut my hours becoming the stay-at-home parent, but I still was always making money, where that the nut, as they call it, never went down. But these last 4 shows, 3 out of 4 shows, I should say, got rid of all that nut. So I'm not hurt in terms of my life, but my art career is very hurt, because now if there's a show that's going to cost me a couple $100s to go to, like I have that money in my life? Theoretically, yes, but not in my art account, which is something that hasn't been a problem in a very long time. But anyway, so lost $1,200, and this is after 2 other shows where I lost money. The money I brought in over the 3 days was 500 something, close enough. And my costs were about $1,700. Now, my costs could have been lower. If I had to fly in, if it was a local show, I wouldn't have to worry about it. But there was a lot of eating out. Some of it was expensive, some of it was not. Some of that was due to trying to be cautious with COVID. But there's certain things that can't be avoided. So, for example, the table was $230 that I had to pay. Even if I was local, I would have to pay that. So if that's all I paid, I would have made about $250, $270, whatever, not including printing costs. So I would have come out ahead by a couple $100. If I was local and didn't have to have a hotel, didn't have to spend anything, but just show up those 3 days. I assume there's still be gas and food, but maybe I could pack my lunches. The hotel was just under $500. That could have theoretically been less if I split it with someone. That's not always an option. But so a hotel, and that was for 4 days, which is one of the problems is I only needed it for Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, theoretically. Or maybe even go home Sunday. But like the way it works is even if I was willing to go without sleep one day or whatever, the flights into from Orlando to California, they all stop like at a certain time, like 5, 6 o'clock. I forget the exact time now, but I had this problem once a couple of years ago when I did Rangerstop. It didn't matter as much because I was doing better financially and I didn't have a child, so it wasn't constricted by money and time as much. But yeah, basically it worked out that to be there with enough time to set up on Friday and be there till the show ended Sunday, I had to pay for an extra day. So I had to stay Sunday night, and so, but if I somehow could have avoided one of those days, or let's say I split it, let's cut it in half and say it was $250. So if I split it with someone, or maybe I skipped a day or got a deal, $250. So right there though, even if I cut that in half, that's what I made. The table and the hotel cost, if it was in half, is what I made. Now it wasn't in half, so just the table and the hotel, I'm out $200 and something. And then there was parking at the airport, and there was I didn't count the flight. The flight was $450. And I flew Frontier, which is terrible. I don't recommend it. I feel like I remember making a video complaining about Frontier, but maybe I'll find that video later, but this is going in here now. Or maybe I did it earlier. I don't know. Frontier's terrible if you need to bring bags. And their customer service is not great, and boo Frontier. They have like lower prices on the front end, but then they really nickel and dime you where it costs just as much, if not more, as other flights, but was way more hassle. But yeah, so I had to pay an extra bag fee. I had to get a lift to and from the airport. That was $100, so yes, there are places I could have cut corners, most notably food. But okay, let me just do this again. So hotel, $500, table, 2 something. So we'll say $750-ish. And then the flight was $450-ish. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's $1,200 right there. Forgetting about everything else, let's just say that it was just $1,200. Then I still would have lost like 7 something. Like there's no way this comes out with me being ahead unless I literally lived so close that there was no commute, didn't need a hotel room, I just paid for the table, and even then I would only make a couple $100s for 3 days of work. So will I be going back? No, but I also hear rumors that it might not be happening, so it might not matter. That doesn't mean I wouldn't do another event by the person that puts on Rangerstop, maybe one of the other ones or a local one. I might be doing Power Morphicon this year, which is more local to me. I'll still need to get a hotel, which stinks because it's just far enough away. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't need to go to a hotel, but yeah, it was a semi-enjoyable experience if I didn't think about the money. But the money really hurt. Like I said, I'll be okay. I'm not in trouble. I don't need help. But yeah.
And here's the test.